how dare you flashily do whatever you...
Sassy blonde boys who get their butts kicked.
He's making a plan, double checking that everybody's got the plan, and then Luffy's like, okay, I'm gonna go!
And that was voiced by someone's husband's brother's friend's roommate.
Does he ever get bit in the show?
Get off my shit.
Colleen is giving me the stink eye.
And you know you're a cool bad guy when you can rock no shirt and a big pink feather boa and everyone is afraid of you, you know? It's just like, that dude, I'm staying away from him.
That's right.
Now, coverage like no other. Bringing you videos from the event floor. You're watching convention coverage.
If you are completely caught up, raise your hand.
Oh!
You're all lying. Liars, liars, liars. No one's caught up. That's insane. My name is Kyle Phillips. I have audio recorded many episodes of One Piece. I've ADR script prepped many episodes of One Piece. I've directed many episodes of One Piece, including the episode of East Blue Movie. And and I'm also the voice of Marco the Phoenix.
We'll be directing all questions to Kyle.
That's right. And I am Lucy Christian. I voice Nami.
Yay. And I'm Colleen Clinkenbeard, and I voice the Southbirds. Also Luffy.
I like how she did that. One Piece, yes. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you can understand that One Piece is a very challenging show to direct.
Yep.
So even still, whoever is working on this show might be texting, like this happened last week with me, they might be texting Mike McFarland to say, how do we say this guy's name? Because Mike has sort of the running knowledge of all of the One Piece world.
He's like the One Piece guru.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's also Buggy.
And he's Buggy the pirate.
I think that's Buggy. Buggy's, I think, my favorite One Piece character.
He is. He's wonderful.
Buggy's great.
I love him.
Yeah.
I like it when he's like, how dare you flashily do whatever you... Blah, 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 blah. Like, Mike, you're so good. It's great.
He's great.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I love the show One Piece. My question is, out of all the characters that you voice act, if they were in a fight, who would win?
Luffy.
Lucy would probably...
Yeah. I mean, maybe Gohan.
I feel like Erza could just knock Luffy into the water. And Luffy would die.
It never seems to work that way. I've never seen it defeat him, like knock him into the water and then that's it.
Yeah.
There's always a way back.
Out of all the characters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Medusa and Soul Eater might win. I don't know. That's a good question, though.
With Marco's power, he will never, it's impossible for him to lose a fight, but he wouldn't necessarily win every fight, but I voice a lot of sassy blonde boys who get their butts kicked, so I don't think any of them stand a chance against Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, I just started One Piece. I just finished the Skype here. What's your favorite line or scene from One Piece? From anything?
What's our favorite line?
Yeah.
To say? I liked my song. People in the North are chilly. I don't remember it, but I liked it. And then I really liked when he's on the island on Amazon Lily, and the women are asking him about like when he ballooned up.
Oh yeah.
Like, do all men do that? We've never seen men. What is that? And Luffy is so over it and does not want to answer the question. And he's just like,
Yeah.
And as far as the getting bigger thing, yeah, let's just say that all guys do that.
Some of you may know that we went a little out of order when we recorded the show. We started recording it in the 100s. because that was the broadcast schedule then. So I had never seen the first 100 episodes. So when we went back and I got to see the Arlong arc,
Oh gosh.
and Nami's whole scene, you know, I don't think you really understand Luffy and Nami's relationship until you see that. And so I still remember recording all of that with the knife and everything, and then saying, you know, Luffy, help me, and
Oh yeah,
All
I
of
know
that.
which one you're talking about.
yeah, that. I'm going to say that.
I'm going to jump on this question because that was my first introduction to One Piece. So when I started Funimation in 2008 as an audio engineer, and I worked on a show called Triple X Holic, and it was Silly Go. So I was like, oh yeah, anime. Hey, well, all right. And it's a Silly Go show, you know, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm on this Silly Pirate show. This is fun. And one of the first things I recorded, Scott Sager was the director. And it's like, all right, Lucy Christensen. And Lucy is just bubbly and fun. And it was like, what are you doing today? It's like, all right, you're going to stab your arm over and over again yelling Arlong. And I was just like, what is this show? And it was just, it was so intense. It was like one of the most intense things I've ever recorded. Just like, oh, wow. And One Piece is like, I think that's one of the hallmarks of One Piece is the origin stories of the Straw Hats are like the most cruel and like
Yeah.
heartbreaking stories in all of anime.
Except for Luffy.
Except Luffy.
Except for Luffy. I came out of this barrel!
It's true.
I have one favorite. It's a Luffy. Gum gum pistol!
Yay!
Thank you. Trafalgar Law.
Yes! The
Hello.
silliest hat for the most serious person.
What do you guys think would happen if Sanji met Mineta?
All of the women would gracefully bow out.
That's right. That's exactly right.
At least Sanji can cook though.
That doesn't, I don't know what you know about women, but that doesn't fix it?
It doesn't fix it. Yeah,
I think Sanji would kick Mineta out of existence.
Nosebleeds galore.
I think they'd get along.
Yeah. I'd be like, I like that kid.
Yeah.
I got
See
something.
something in him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, mutual admiration society, I think.
What's up, Josh?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, thank all of you. Lucy, the performance you were talking about was one of the buy-ins for me with Nami and her arc, so incredible.
Thank you.
I have a pretty topical, simple question for Kyle, actually. As you're well aware, you know, Marco de Phoenix was introduced in chapter 234 of the manga in episode 151 in the show, and his hair originally was black, and then later they changed the color to blonde, you know, when he became more prominent in the Whitebeard Pirates, and so... Do you think this is any reflection on his character or just simply a stylistic artist choice?
I think it's just I think, what's the mangaka's name? Oda? I think Oda's vision of the Whitebeard Pirates, I think his vision was just like, it's just Whitebeard. And here's some of these other people in it, and Ace. And then I think as he was like, no, I need the Whitebeard Pirates to be this powerful organization. So I think he was like, hey, let's pluck this guy up and turn him into something. And characters with blonde hair are the best. So let's turn him into a
And
pineapple.
all Kyle's really qualified to do, so.
That's right.
That's it
right.
earlier, young blonde
Blonde
boys,
characters.
yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, I wasn't the original voice of Marco, because in that one episode, he just says like, hey, look out, or something like that, with his black hair. And that was voiced by someone's husband's brother's friend's roommate. And so we're like, I guess we're going to try and find this guy. And they were like, they moved like 30 years ago. like there's no way. And I was like, yes, that's mine now.
That happens.
funny.
Yeah.
It's not Bill Jenkins. In the wiki, it says it's Bill Jenkins.
Not.
It's not Bill Jenkins. It never was. So there's that.
Well, thanks. I'll dig deeper next time.
Sweet.
Hello?
Hello.
Do you think that Vivi will ever get something like Haki or a devil fruit?
Oh, Vivi.
I would wish that for her, but except that I feel like she's had such an emotional journey. I kind of wish for her just peace and love. Like, just
Yeah.
go be peaceful and strong for your country.
Yeah.
And, like, have a good life. And
Yeah.
devil fruit powers seem to complicate people's lives. So maybe not.
It does. It does. Oh, but that's such a good
That
question.
is lovely.
We love that question.
Yeah.
Like this for him.
Aww. That
Baby.
moment.
Yes.
So this is for everyone. If you were to stumble upon a devil fruit in real life, and if you had the choice, what kind of powers would you want to gain from eating the devil fruit?
That's a good question.
It's a good one. Do you know?
What power I'd want from a devil fruit? Oh man, I mean, Marcos is great. Aces is great.
Does it have to be one that already exists?
No, you
Okay.
can just make
Okay.
one up.
I honestly would forego eating a devil fruit, and I instead would want some like awesome Haki, like Shanks. Like I think that's why Shanks is such a cool character, because like he can go up against these devil fruit users and he just like scares them to death. Because he radiates so much power, and they're just like, oh, bye, and they just leave. I think that would be a lot. And he has one arm, you know? So it's just like, and he wears flip-flops. That's my dream. To be a powerful fighter who wears flip-flops, that's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's the
That's
dream.
pretty great. I am not sure, but I just had a weird idea that they're a very beneficial devil fruit that I don't know that we've come across yet would be the ability to, like your body would morph to be able to breathe no matter where you were. Like underwater, or if there's poison, or
high altitude.
or high altitude, or space.
Yeah.
And your body could just like molecularly change itself to
Nice.
have gills or have whatever it needs. That'd be
Cool.
cool, right?
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah.
You have a lot of traveling to do. Your miles are going to be.
That's right. That's right.
I never have a better answer for these things than other people. And yesterday you heard at the My Hero panel some of the quirks that people came up with, like immediately have all of the sleep that you need for the day. A devil fruit power where you don't need to sleep would be amazing.
that
I would
be
get so much done.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my answer is usually that I would want Robin's power because I'm a mom. And it would be really, really awesome to have that many hands. Also, I could simultaneously sign everybody's autographs in line. There would be no more line.
Thank you.
I feel like we know Lucy's answer, but what's the most sentimental One Piece arc you guys think you've been a part of?
Laboon.
Lib-
For sure. I think that is the first. I'm not a collector of things, stuffed animals, statues, that kind of thing. It's just for whatever reason, that's not my thing. And that is the one plush that I want. I want a Laboon.
Arlong, for sure.
What was the question?
Your most sentimental arc.
Oh, sentimental arc. Yeah, Arlong arc. That was a big one for me. The Marineford arc, man. It's getting to be involved with that, and then
Yeah.
just in case anyone hasn't seen it, like the way that it ends, like that was just so.
Yeah.
That was so just heartbreaking, and
I've
but
had
it's
it
just so,
spoiled for me for so long, though.
really.
Yes.
And, like Whitebeard
People
man,
love
like
to say that.
there's just so many cool people in that arc, but then there's a lot of losses, and you really get to see. It's cool now getting to see like young Whitebeard and young Gold Roger like fight and stuff like that, because like man, he was that cool, and he's still that cool later, and I love that he had no wounds on his back, you know, and it's just like that's pretty sweet. It wasn't
Also,
sweet,
the
though.
Mary.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
The Mary was a big one. I cried.
Oh, that was really sad.
Yeah, I cried more at that than I think I did at the one you're talking about.
I can agree to both of your answers, all of your answers. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Tony Chopper.
Just the hat. Just the hat. But I got this hat in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, huge fan, as you can tell. And, okay, is there any particular dumb Luffy moment that made you want to smack him upside the head?
Oh, so many.
Or not from Nami.
Nami does, and she does smack him upside the head.
I have to say, every time he does one of those things, I'm so delighted that I don't know if I want to smack him because I just love it. It's very not me, and I never get to play these characters, and I love that every single time there's that group where everybody's making a plan and double checking that everybody's got the plan, and then Luffy's like, okay, I'm gonna go! Those are the best. Those are the absolute best moments.
Yeah.
So Luffy is the Leroy Jenkins of One
Yes!
Piece.
100% yes. And it's so endearing.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Nami. I feel like the show's setup is people like Nami telling you, you know, this is what's going to happen if we go that way. It obviously makes sense that we should do this and this and this, but definitely not do that.
Got it, I'm gonna do that!
Yeah. And then we're off on another tangent. And, you know, that's how the show works.
Yeah, that's great.
You know? Yes.
Hi there.
Hi.
Well, my question is more about the voice acting, it's more not about the plot. So do you find it very hard to do One Piece because there's a lot of Japanese jokes there and a lot of catchphrases?
I mean, we have such amazing adaptive writers, and the translation team is so phenomenal that we just don't have to worry about that as much. By the time it trickles down to the actor, the question has been answered. So there's the translators who translate what exactly the Japanese are saying, and they also leave notes to the side to let us know this is a Japanese idiom that actually means this, and they say it during this festival in this part of the year. Like, they are very detailed. And then the adaptive writers take that and put it into a way that will make sense to an English-speaking audience. And then the director, if they have any follow-up questions, can figure that out with the writers, and then it gets to the actor. And so we just do what we're told.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. And there's sometimes just depending on what the flaps are, you know, on what's already pre-existing in the animation, they may have some options for you on the side, but they're always really good to explain the context of things so that hopefully whatever's in the Japanese isn't lost in the English.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard with comedy, especially with shows that are really centered in comedy, because in the Japanese they use a lot of pun humor, and it doesn't always translate, or rarely does. But like they were saying, our adaptive writing team is really good about either like, here's what it said originally, if you want to go with that, or here's something that we tried to keep it as close as possible that maybe makes more sense. And so yeah, we never have to worry about that.
What about the laughs? Like, you know, One Piece is a lot about time, you know, the unique laughs every character has. How do you...
That was a decision Mike McFarlane made originally. He just said it's such a iconic thing in One Piece, the character's unique laughs.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, let's keep them in there. And so luckily, those are nonsensical words, and so it's really easy to just, you know, do exactly what they did.
I like to do Ian's laugh.
Hi, first of all, thanks for all your hard work on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I'm obviously a big fan. I'm on episode 631.
Woo! Yeah.
Mostly in English dub.
Nice. Hey.
That guy's good looking.
Anyways, my question is, if there was let's say a zombie apocalypse and you had to pick 3 characters to be in your circle from the One Piece universe, who would it be?
Definitely Luffy.
Definitely.
Just shove
He'd
them all
get
back
you
down.
killed.
No, he would just shove them all back down.
Right.
That's an old man with serious injuries.
Right.
Wait, Luffy being rubber.
It's true. It's true.
Luffy being rubber, does he ever get bit in the show? Like
Not in Thriller Bark. I mean,
Like, I don't think a zombie bite would penetrate his rubber skin. So maybe he's immune to the zombie apocalypse.
I like it.
Yeah.
Who else?
Probably Luffy. Maybe. Like how we're like, who would we want our team to
Would gas work on zombies, or do they don't breathe?
don't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't breathe.
I think I definitely have Nami. Nami is the smartest character in One Piece, so she'd have the plan.
She would be tactical, I think, about it.
Shanks is the muscle.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Like, I would pick Sanji, since he'd be the cook. Chopper's the doctor. And then Robin could clutch them all up, you know, all the zombies and multiple goes. So mine's boring, kind of practical.
I mean, we do need Chopper the medic. Yeah, you're right.
You've thought about this a lot.
Yeah. Hey, while I was waiting in line.
I'll take your team. That sounds like a good team.
Your team sounds like the most well thought out one.
We just need Luffy on there. You're gonna have to fix
thank
that
you.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wonder if Luffy would eat. I wonder what zombie meat tastes like.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Gross, right?
That's terrible. I don't think
Say-
even Luffy would do that.
That's an horror.
Hi there.
version.
Hello.
Thank
Yes,
you all
hi.
for being here. It's a great honor to meet all of you in person. I love
It's
the
great
work
being
that you
here.
do. My question is for Mrs. Colleen Clinkenbeard. How would an interaction go between your character Luffy and Captain Scarlett from Borderlands, since they're both pirate leaders?
Oh my God, Captain Scarlett from Borderlands. Can I even do that voice anymore?
Very rather cockney.
What is the intervention about?
Just
Do you mean a meeting between the two?
yeah. How would
Hey,
that
I
go?
like your ship. Get off my ship.
All right,
Probably.
I can definitely see that, but thanks, definitely. Thanks, guys, again. You've all been super.
Oh, yes!
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I got 2 questions.
so
and
cute.
also, I've never seen a single episode of One Piece in my life because I don't want to get into it because there's like 1,000 episodes.
Yes, there is. It's a commitment.
That's what
Yeah,
the
and that's
pandemic
actually
was
one of my
for.
questions. Why does it have so many episodes? Why?
What? All
There's
of
so much to tell.
There's a lot. Yes, it's a long story. It's a big story. And, you know, he famously, not that long ago, said it is not over. There's more.
Yeah, but he's got a plan.
He's got a plan.
That's right. Now, here's the thing. There's 2 things you can do. So I directed episode of East Blue. It's the first like 50 episodes condensed into a movie. And then Cliff Chapin directed episode of Skypiea, which is the entire Skypiea arc condensed down into a movie. So if you just want to like dig in, that'll help get you in there. But you should watch it all because One Piece is like the episode by episode, it's like fun shenanigans, great fights and stuff like that. But what will really draw you in is the overarching like history and lore of One Piece is incredibly fascinating and deep.
It's super interesting. The friendships, like the relationships are really great. And as, you know, a property, a show that's been around for a long time, you can watch that animation from the beginning and how it's changed over time. And like in the movies, if you see the Gold movie, which is great, and it's beautiful, you know, and it's just so fun. It's just cool. And there's nothing like it. There's nothing that looks like it. It's its own very unique world that I think Oda has created, and people love it. You know, if you're home and you have time, it's worth your while.
I think there's been a resurgence in One Piece popularity because everyone's stuck at home. They're like, well,
Yeah.
this is the time to start it.
Well, I guess we have a year.
Hello. First off, I want to say I love One Piece. I've been watching anime since I was 4 years old. And
Wow.
It was one of the first ones I started. I watched it with my grandma. I was a wee kid, but I love your work, absolutely. I grew up in a really racist, closed-minded town too, so seeing One Piece, like seeing all the characters all open-minded, like all the way from like Luffy's crew, they're all a bunch of band of misfits, to him with Nami, all their emotional bondage together, all the way to the Skypiea arc, all their closeness from there, and then to the Fishman Island arc where Frankie's
Fishman's
talking
Island
to
arc, I
the
was gonna
ship
say.
guy, and he's like, well, why are your children different? Isn't there a problem with that? And it's like, no, we don't judge based off that. So I just think One Piece is a great, wholesome show for bringing that all together. And, well, my questions I came up with like 3 questions, and they were all asked before I came up here. But my question is that I can think of, what arc would be your favorite, or what arc impacted you the most? Mine personally is Water 7 and Sky and Enies Lobby.
Yes.
From like, there's a whole roller coaster with Usopp and Luffy, to the Mary, to Robin, to Frankie's backstory, everything. So what is yours?
I think I'm just going to recycle my answer, and the Arlong and Marineford were both incredible arcs for me.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed Skypiea, and what is the one where, because it was so funny there for a little while, it felt like Scooby-Doo when we're in the mansion, and it's, yes.
Thriller Bark, is that what?
Yes.
Oh,
Thriller
Thriller
Bark.
Bark.
Yes.
That was my answer. Your response makes me want to pick something more meaningful, but really Thriller Bark is my favorite arc because it's funny. And you guys really love the stuff where we're all serious and fighting, and that hurts. So my favorite stuff is when he's like running around looking for a raw ham melon or fighting zombies, but not really fighting zombies because he thinks they're awesome. And I also, in that arc, I got to play Oars. Who's the big, and that made me so happy every time I got to come. And he never told me when it was going to be over. So every time I got in the booth, it would be like, is there more oars to do today?
Yeah.
I was very sad when it was done.
That's awesome.
Also, just while we're talking about things we like, when they start changing bodies, that was hilarious to voice. That was super fun.
Oh, and Shank switched their hearts.
Yes. Well, no, and then they changed, because what was it? Sanji was in Nami's body.
That's funny.
And was just like, oh my God.
They looked down at each other.
Chest. Yes.
Or that's like the fake
Ridiculous.
Straw Hats.
Yes.
Did you guys get to voice the
yes.
fake Straw Hat crew?
Luffy hasn't got to do anything interesting in those.
I did get to do that.
Yeah.
Because then I got to make her yeah.
I like the fake Straw Hat.
That was super fun.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I love your shirt.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I
Very
just want to say
apropos.
thank you so much. I just want to say it's such an honor to meet you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and meeting some of your fans. One Piece is so iconic as an anime. I mean, just the storyline, it's just the best. But I just want to say thank you, everyone. I actually wanted to ask Luffy a question. Basically, what time frame or what era in One Piece did you enjoy the most in voicing Luffy?
I mean, you don't mean arc, because Thriller Bark is my favorite, but you mean like Age of Luffy?
Yeah, like Age of Luffy, or what did you have the most fun with, I guess?
I think it was more fun early in the episodes, like after I'd gotten used to Luffy enough, but he was still younger, there was a lot more silly stuff. And then post time skip, I was like waiting with bated breath for the time skip because I wanted to make sure that we got some kind of shift in the voice.
Yeah.
But since then, it's been pretty serious a large portion of the time. So it requires more of me for sure. It's a little bit less loose and fun. So I'm gonna say pre-time skip.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately I'm like at 570, so but I'm past the time skip. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for being here again, and it's an honor to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi.
All right, so my question is, who is your favorite villain and why?
Yes.
Enaru?
Tatum voices?
And now?
Oh, him.
Enaru.
Ugh.
Oof.
Oh, Colleen is giving me the stink eye.
I mean, you're not wrong. He was terrible.
He was awful.
I was
right?
chasing him up with that vine with the gold ball on my hand for 10 episodes.
I
It was
know,
awful.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
He was so hard to kill.
He's your favorite?
Well, I'm just saying, like my favorite, because he's not really a bad guy. Buggy is my favorite.
Yeah.
But
He
he's not.
is a villain, yeah.
But he's.
There's so many
He's my
gray
favorite.
areas.
Yeah.
But in terms of like being evil, like Arlong and Inaru, these are dudes that you're like, when will you die?
Yeah.
Like somebody kill him.
Yeah.
Ah!
I think that's the difference between watching as an audience member and being in the show. Like my favorite villain as an audience member would be the ones that you hate like that.
Yeah.
And my favorite villains as playing Luffy is like Foxy.
Yes.
Yes.
Foxy. I really like Bon Clay.
Yes, Bon Clay is fantastic.
Bon Clay. Crocodile, I think, is one of my favorites because he's like just like really cool, and then I don't know, he's just so evil and he's just great.
Yeah.
And that's when we first meet Robin, and there's a whole lot tied around Crocodile and that whole thing. So.
Lucci is
Rob Lucci's a good one.
My
yeah.
kid's favorite.
Rob Lucci and Doflamingo are my favorite.
Oh, dope man! Rob McCollum as
Doflamingo.
Doflamingo is
So
so good.
He is really good.
He's just great.
I like his it's just the way that he talks is just so like sassy, but like intimidating at the same time.
And you know you're a cool bad guy when you can rock no shirt and a big pink feather boa, and everyone is afraid of you. You know, it's just like that dude. I'm staying away from him.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, I just want to say what's up to Kyle and Lucy. I hope you guys are doing well today.
Do great. What's up?
And for Colleen, I truly do look up to you as an ADR director, and
Thank you.
hopefully someday I'll be able to have a recording session with you when when
Yes.
you're doing at
Good
least
luck to you.
Luffy or Erza. So this is a question for Colleen, my bad. Honestly, I wish Chris Sabbath was here because it would be funny. But I want to ask, who do you think would win in a fight, Erza or Zoro?
Ooh, Erza or Zoro? I'm gonna go with Erza. She's got magic on her side. It's a little hard to compete.
Yeah.
Free sword style cannot compete.
Yeah,
That's
I think
true.
Erza would probably kick his butt.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I just wanted to hear that from him. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
My question is, what advice would you give for somebody who is starting out in voice acting?
Actually, Kyle is eminently qualified to answer that question because he does classes.
I do classes. I would say if you want to be a voice actor, don't. Instead, become an actor who also does voice acting. Because you want voice acting to be a piece of your overall acting pie. Because if you only focus on voice acting, you're going to hit a ceiling, you're going to limit yourself, you're only going to be able to have a very specific skill set. But if you start doing, there's things you learn doing improv, doing stage, doing on-set stuff that makes you a better overall actor and a better voice actor in general. That said, it's a lot cheaper and easier to do voice acting these days. And I think that's why there's this increased interest in it, because the technology's gotten easier to use and it's a lot less expensive now. So just start taking acting classes. Take acting classes, audition for community theater, start doing improv, and if you're like, man, this is a ton of fun, then you can do all that still and focus on voice acting if that is your true passion. But definitely make sure you like acting as a craft, because you don't want to hyper focus on voice acting, and then if turns out you don't like it, then you've kind of hyper focused on something and then you're kind of stuck. So make sure you like acting in general, and then you'll have all these other skill sets and opportunities in front of you in addition to voice acting.
That's a good.
Yep.
If Sanji had a restaurant, what would you guys order?
Oh, anything. I would say, what does the chef recommend?
Yeah.
I want the chef special.
I think he mostly cooks seafood, so it would probably have to be something seafood related.
Probably.
Down.
That is definitely a redeeming quality he has.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
The halibut in the Dawsons at the Hyatt Regency is delicious, by the way.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, here we go. The crux of the One Piece world.
The generic background character.
Yes.
Vitally important.
Very, very.
I've been a follower of One Piece since the 4Kid days.
Oh.
And
Oh.
one of my favorite things about any anime is checking out the bloopers to hear how much fun everyone had. But I couldn't help but notice, even with a few DVD sets I have, One Piece doesn't seem to have a selection to hear everyone's funniest line, or I'll get this, I swear. Was there a line that any of you, just took a few takes to do, where you're just hold on, I can't say this with a straight face.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure there has been.
There's that scene really early on in One Piece in the bar, where Luffy is sitting at the counter, and there's a coin. I don't even remember what it is. We were joking constantly, Mike and I, about how he's just sitting there waiting for his dollar, because all he's ever looking for is the One Piece, and to me and Mike, that has become the dollar. So every time, replace the words One Piece with my dollar. And that is what we joke about constantly. And it's funny to nobody but us. But in that scene, I think we laughed for like an hour straight about how it was, I'm just waiting for my dollar. Do you have my dollar?
I'm 100% sure there are bloopers and things that we said. I do remember though, again, because we recorded out of order, when we went back to the beginning and there's that character that's the takeoff on Michael Jackson.
Yes, Kenny Green voiced him.
All of
Django. Django?
Django, was that what it is?
Django.
Django. So yes, there was a lot of Michael Jackson tomfoolery that happened around that I know we did.
What was the line recently that you said that I texted you and I was like, I just cracked up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what
don't
was
remember.
that? I know. See, this is why it's hard to remember. But yeah, something happened recently that was even funny.
It was really funny, you guys.
They're like, what?
When I was directing episode of East Blue, so we re-recorded everything because the animation was different. And it was Django, he's down there, and Usopp and Luffy are looking down, and the line was like, who's that guy? And Sonny goes, why is Michael Jackson here?
Yeah.
And we were dying laughing.
I'm telling you. Yes.
One of my favorite people to record is Brina, because she's doing the Chopper voice. And when she messes up, she sometimes will go into a string of profanity in Chopper's voice. So hearing Chopper say some really foul things is pretty great.
And that's why we don't have bloopers.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I haven't got my chance to see One Piece until I saw it on Cartoon Network's to Nami.
Oh.
So
It was on Toonami? I didn't know that.
For just a while.
He was like, I was trying to watch every episode. Try to watch every episode, and I enjoyed it. So my question is, what makes Solo a great swordsman of the crew?
Zoro?
What makes him a great swordsman?
Yeah.
Lots of hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He worked really hard to become a great swordsman. He just hasn't worked very hard on his location skills, his navigating.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as a swordsman, he's, so dedicated and yeah.
And that's what makes him such an impressive and cool character is in a world of devil fruit users and Haki users, he can keep pace. And he's, I don't want to say regular human, but he's a regular human who happened to work incredibly hard to attain this skill. And remember, he wasn't talented. No. He worked at it and made it happen. And so that's just super
Plus,
cool.
he's got 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you want to be good at something, just get more of them. So, like, I want to be a much better voice actor, and I'm thinking of having 3 mics. And you'll see. You'll all see.
Oh, that's cool. I definitely enjoyed watching it. So I'll look for it on YouTube or on Hulu. So
right on.
But thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
What is your favorite Marine?
Oh, that's hard.
Mine is Kobe.
Kobe. I know
that's a good
Leah
answer.
Clark misses voicing Kobe ever since he grew up.
That's a good answer. That's my answer.
That's mine too.
How could he not be?
Exactly.
Well, that's not my answer.
Oh, Kyle has a different answer.
Kyle
Kobe's great, but Smoker. See?
All right.
Greg Dulce's voice is one of my favorite voices because it's just so deep and gnarly and gravelly.
Yeah.
And just him as Smoke. No one could do that voice. It's just so awesome. And just Smoker's a cool Marine because he's not like the fall in line. Like he's not like the annoying Marine. He's like separate. Like I feel like if he hasn't already, I'm not caught up unfortunately, but if he hasn't already, I feel like he's going to get in some pretty big trouble with the Marine organization because he kind of works independently. No idea. But he's just kind of cool as in his single-minded driven goal is just kind of cool to watch him want to get Luffy so bad.
Yeah. Luffy should have lost to Crocodile.
should have lost to Crocodile.
Yeah.
So much scorn.
Hard to argue with you, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sometimes as I was recording the movie, I thought I would rather just lose and be.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
One of my questions are, who's one of your favorite cast members?
Guys.
Lucy Christian.
Kyle Phillips.
And Kyle, yes.
Lucy, I remember bonding over You Are a Pirate by Lazy Town with
That's
Lucy.
exactly right.
We had a dance. We developed a
pirate.
dance.
Yes. Absolutely.
I don't get enough Stephanie Young in my life.
Stephanie Young.
Woman who plays Robin, and I adore her. She is just the sweetest ever, and so.
She's wonderful. And you should know, I mean, you know if you've seen this show, this is a very extensive cast.
Yes.
Frankly, everybody is wonderful. People are great.
We've become really close over the years. Like, it's been so many years, so we have, like, a lot of history with each of the Straw Hats.
Yeah, that's true. Sunny Straight.
Yeah, I mean, my
I'm
gosh.
never in a room with Sunny Straight that I'm not laughing.
Yes.
He's so funny, witty.
Sunny, one time we were at Phoenix Airport because we were going to a convention, and it was my birthday, and there were these gentlemen laying tile with their knee pads on, like they were full on laying tile, and I was like, that looks fun. And it was my birthday, so Sunny went up to them and asked them if I could lay a tile. And so for my birthday, I got to lay one of the tiles in the Phoenix airport, and I really wish I'd gotten to mark it in some way. So I could go back through every time and be like,
there, right there. I put that one down.
Cool.
But it was a good experience. Anybody in here who lays tile for a living is probably like, shut up. I'm glad it was fun for your one tile.
Yeah.
If you were able to voice act any character in One Piece, who would it be?
You mean other than our own character? Like I can't pick Luffy? Yeah, okay. Other than your own character.
Okay. In One Piece or anything?
One Piece.
In
Okay.
One Piece.
I think I'd like to voice Blackbeard. I don't think I could go deep enough, but he kind of is one of the few like kind of piratey voices. And he's the ultimate bad guy, and I never get to voice bad guys, so I think they would probably be Blackbeard.
I want to be Buggy. I just want to be Buggy the pirate. Bye, Mike. I'm taking your role.
Mine, like the ones that I would pick are the ones that I think are the best, but the reason I think they're the best is because the voices that already do them, you know?
Exactly right.
Like I want to say Chopper because I love Brina's voice as Chopper, and like I wish I could do that. But if I were to do Chopper, it would be a million miles below the level of what Brina is doing now. So I guess I can't say that. Same with Foxy. Like I love Foxy's voice. I think he's the most fun character ever. But then if you take Jonathan Brooks out of it, what would it be? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to answer.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Good question.
Thank you. Go.
What would you do with the One Piece if you found it?
Oh!
Sell it! What do you mean? It's just going to be a reset button to start the show over again.
Roll around in it.
Hide it and then make people hunt for it again.
Thank you, guys.